Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this week we're going to learn how to use the print and cut feature on our Cricut machine. I have everything I used in the description box below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to make some business cards using the print and cut feature on your Cricut, and I'm going to show you from start to finish. So the first thing we need to do is upload the image you want to use for this project. I'm going to use my logo, so I'm just going to upload and browse through my files until I find my logo, and there it is. So I'm going to select it. Now, anytime you try and upload anything outside of an SVG, you'll come to this screen right here. And we're just going to click complex and continue. Now, I don't want this white background right here. So I'm going to select this wand tool and click the white background, and that'll erase it. And you can do that for any area that you don't want to show up. Just select that tool and it'll erase it. Now I'm going to click continue, and this is just showing me what it would look like as a cut file and a print and cut file. I'll select print and cut and then continue. Now that it's uploaded, I'll just select it again and insert the image onto this blank canvas so that we can begin our project. So that is my logo, and I'm just going to move it to the side, and I'll come back and work with that later. So now I'm going to grab a square from the left column in the shape section. So now that I have the square, I'm going to uncheck this lock button in the bottom left corner, and that'll allow me to change the dimensions of this project. So I'm going to make my width 3.5 inches and my height will be 2 inches. And that looks like a pretty good size for a business card, so I'm going to roll with this. So the next thing I'm going to do is get rid of this pop-up screen and exit that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is add my text that I want on my cards, and I'm just really going to keep this simple. I'm going to add my Instagram name, and then I'll add my Etsy shop, and that'll be all the text I need. Now if you have a phone number or email or anything else you would like to add, then you can go ahead and add this, but this is just how I'm going to roll with this for today. So my business Instagram is Pretty Plans by J Stewart. Well, it's pretty_plans_ by J Stewart. So if you guys want to follow me on there, that would be awesome. So now that I have the text, I went up and I changed the width to 3 inches. And now I'm just going to select a different font. I tend to stay away from cursive fonts. But again, it's a personal preference. I'm just going to pick something simple and something legible so everybody can read it. Because, you know, not everybody can read cursive. So now that I have my text, I'm just going to put it up towards the box just to see the sizing and things, making sure that it's correct. And that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to add a little bit more text. The same way I just did. I just typed the text, changed the width, and just play around with the sizes. The sizing, I'm sorry. So now that I have all the text that I want, I'm just going to move the card to the side, select all my text, and align it and center it. Now that it's centered, I'm going to bring my logo over, and I'm just going to play with the sides and on my logo just to basically put it where I want on the card, same way I did for my text. So once I get that situated, I'm going to change the background of my color from that gray to white, because if you try and print it like that, it will print out gray. So I'm going to change it to white, and then I'm going to select all, and I'm going to flatten it. Now, if you notice, before in the right hand column, we had several different layers, but once you select all and flatten, it turns into one layer, and it tells you that it'll be a cut and print design. So now I'm going to duplicate this 3 times. So I'll have 4 cards total, because with the measurements that we use, 4 cards will print on 1 piece of paper at a time. And for this project, I'll be using some 65-pound cardstock that I picked up from Walmart. So now that I have it duplicated, I'll go ahead and hit make it. Pop-up that doesn't pertain to me. So this is what it'll look like on the mat once it's printed. So I'll just go ahead and hit continue. And then I'll click send to printer, because I have to print it first. And then everybody's printer settings are different. I'm using an Epson EcoTank printer. So for my settings, I just turned the bleed off, and I'm going to make 10 copies of this page, because I do need a bunch of cards for an event I have coming up. And once I do that, I'll hit print, and then it'll print from my printer, and we'll go on. So now that it's printed out, I'm just going to place it on the mat like that, insert it into the mat, and change the settings to cardstock, and just let it cut. Once it finishes cutting, bam, perfect business cards. Now you can do it like this, but I personally don't have time to sit here and load 1 piece of paper onto my mat all day. So I use my paper cutter, and I cut it down the sides manually. I print from my Cricut machine, and then I'll cut it by hand with this handy dandy tool. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.